Hey, what's up and hello? This is the Chris Nicole bringing you my views on life, love, and the world of entertainment through my eyes. And yes, this is my review on the Ratchet Bunch, the Ratchet Couples Therapy, this new show called The Never Ever Mets. This is season 1, and I am going to review episodes 1 through 3. Good evening, good afternoon, good morning, depending on what time you are watching this live. Hello, crew. Hope all is well. Hey, Vanna. Hey, Michelle. Hey, Nene. Thank you guys for coming. Hey, Leo. How Leo already starting. Leo, we haven't even started the review yet, and you like, y'all know you dead wrong for this show. You're dead wrong for it. Ooh, I can't even say that word. You're so wrong for it. I swear they'll sit up there and try to demonetize you for anything. But yeah, so this show is how can I put it? It's interesting. I'm shocked who the production company is though. It's Benham and Murray. And Benham and Murray, if you guys are familiar with who they are the originators, the creators of the reality TV show world. They are the originators of the Real World. They are the production company that started the Real World. So they are truly the OGs of the reality show space. So I am very shocked that they're behind this show. And I'm very shocked they're behind a show that has an all-black cast because they're typically about making sure they have a lot of different diversity on their shows. Maybe I'm missing something. But yes, the OGs are actually doing this show, and it's on OWN of all places. If you ask me, it's like a high-budget Zeus Tubi vibe so far, but maybe it's just me. So with that being said, at first you guys were saying you wanted the Chris special pre-recorded, but as you guys was watching this, you was like, hell nah, Chris, we need you to do a live. So I'm gonna do a live. So that's first thing. I was kind of shocked to see that the production company was behind this, and I'm shocked that it's on OWN network. It's throwing me off that it's on OWN. But just to give you a basis of the show for those who haven't watched it yet, this show is pretty much about online dating and how these couples who have been dating online and seen each other virtually, they have never seen each other in person. And so some of these couples literally have only been dealing with each other for a couple of months, all the way up till 12 freaking years, okay? 12 years virtually dating and have never met. So that's why it's called Never Ever Met. All right. So that just starts it off. Now, first things first, I was just like, this is going to be quite interesting because I was thinking, to be quite honest, we were going to get a couple of catfishes up in that piece because I was like, what if these people aren't who they say they are? But they all recognized each other. They all realized who they were. So I was like, damn, that takes the fun out of it. I thought we were going to get a catfish, but we're not getting a catfish. They put them in this big house. And if you ask me, Benham Murray, they know they wrong for this stuff. They put them in this big house. Mind you, in my personal opinion, there's too many freaking couples on this show. Too many couples on this show. It's just like it's so much to just dive into. But I will say this, they dead wrong. I keep saying that word. They are hella wrong. Excuse me. They are hella wrong for having all of these women in one freaking room and all the men in one room with all of those rooms that's in that big house. I'm like, does production have the rest of them? Like, what is going on here? So I was just like, how you gonna have 7 women in these twin size beds? Like this doesn't make any sense. But again, I think they do that because they know that's also going to cause more friction if they're all in the same room. So that was the first thing I said. Y'all wrong to have these grown men and women all in the same room like this. Like, this doesn't make any sense. And it's not like it's an apartment. It's a mansion. So let's start off with the couples, okay? First one I want to talk about is Brandon and Sienna. Now, if I can be honest, Sienna don't look anywhere close to 43 years old. Sienna look like she about a good 23, 25 years old. She looks good for her age. No lie. I gotta give her that. I gotta give her her props on that. She looks good for her age. Whatever you are doing, Sienna, continue to do it as far as your looks are concerned. Okay, that's the only thing I'm gonna talk about as far as the good stuff. Your looks, whatever you're doing, continue to do it. Her and Brandon have been dating for 10 months online. Okay, so the first episode is really about the first date of them first meeting up for the first time. Now, all of these couples, for the most part, live in separate states, except for one. One lives in the same city, and I'm still confused by that, but I'm going to keep going with the flow on the show. So we have Brandon and Sienna, okay? Then we have Shay and Josh. This is the Olympics. This is the marathon of online dating. They have been virtually dating online for 12 years. 12 long years. Now, from my understanding, she's 30 years old. So if they started dating 12 years ago, that means she was 18. Okay, so I can understand not seeing each other around that age. You're just getting on your feet, just graduated from high school, may not have the funds or whatever the case may be. But 30, it's a little far stretch. But then in the process, he tells us he has a 13-year-old and a 3-year-old. So that immediately gave my antennas up. I said, wait a minute. 12 years, 13-year-old. That means you had a 1-year-old when you started talking to Shay. Then on top of that, you have a 3-year-old, 12 years. When did this occur unless y'all broke up? Okay, but we'll continue. So that's our long-running dating couple, to the point where even when she was in the house telling the girls it's been 12 years, they was like, damn, like I thought I was bad with 10 months, 9 months. You talking about 12 years? That ain't nothing. Now, going to their date. Now, do y'all see what she has on? Now, don't get me wrong. I mean, she ain't got an ounce of fat on her body, but that looked like a t-shirt. Do you see what she got on? Now, this is the Santa Monica Pier. For those who are not familiar with the Santa Monica Pier, that's probably the closest thing you can get to Coney Island for the New Yorkers who understand. Santa Monica Pier and Coney Island are like similar. She's at Santa Monica Pier, dressed like that, and literally one tug of whatever she has on, she will be completely exposed. Completely exposed, okay? But when they see each other, they are happy to see each other. Now, I don't know what's going on. I don't know if because now Josh, I think, is from Memphis. He doesn't really talk with his mouth open. And at first, I thought he was trying to hide his teeth, but it looked like he got all of his teeth. So I don't understand why he kind of mumbles when he talks. But with that being said, they have their first date at the Santa Monica Pier. Okay. Now, this couple, Brandon and Sienna, they actually have a cooking class. And it is so crazy how that first meet was really, really nice. They enjoyed themselves. You know, they were laughing, joking. It's amazing how it goes downhill from here, literally with them. But then we have, now I believe, if I'm going to say it correctly, Sandia and Chris. Okay. Sandia and Chris have been talking for 3 months. Sandia was born and raised in Haiti. Hey, Lansky, speaking of Haiti, she was born and raised in Haiti, but she now lives in the States. She lives in Miami. I would like to know when she moved to the U.S. Kind of curious about that. But with that, they've been talking for 3 years. They actually go on a date and they're matching. Now, they claim this wasn't planned. It looked a little planned to me, in my opinion, but they pretty much have a date on the side of a damn mountain somewhere, which I thought was really strange until he said they were going on a helicopter ride. So I was like, okay, well, maybe that was the meetup spot for the helicopter ride. But at first, it seems like, they could easily be a decent couple trying to, work on things or whatever. But I could tell with some of the pictures they showed with him and, what I'm saying, with his GQ status and in front of this luxury sports car, I could tell he was feeling himself. I definitely could from the beginning. So I was like, well, this is going to be interesting. Like, is he really serious about being in love or is he just playing the game? So, could you be the most beautiful girl in the world? That's what I get when I see him. His name is Aaron, okay? Aaron gives me vibes. When I see him, I want to sing that song. Could you be the most beautiful girl in the world? Yeah, yeah. That's what he gives me, okay? Purple Rain, baby, Purple Rain. Now, look, I love Prince. I love that man, legend. But would I date a Prince? Hell no. Wouldn't date a Prince. And that's the vibes this man is giving me. But again, I don't know if it's the lack of maturity, not being sure of himself. But yeah, so this is Aaron. And Aaron is talking to Joanna, and they call her Jody, little Jody, okay? And so they end up meeting up. They have been virtually dating for 9 months. And everyone, please hit the like button on the way in. Don't forget to hit the like button. They have been dating for 9 months. Aaron is younger than Jody. Not that much, though. It's not that much of a difference because Sienna is also older than Brandon. But I think theirs is like maybe a 4-year difference. With that being said, you can tell, though, he's nervous. You could tell that he's nervous about this date. All right. He got on these 2 dangling earrings, crosses, mind you. Okay. With this muscle shirt on and these tight pants. And he just laying back, like, trying his best to do good on this date, but you could tell from the beginning, Jody is not feeling any of it. Like, to me, as soon as she saw him, she wasn't feeling it. If you honestly ask me, I don't think they're a real couple. I do not think they're a real couple. They could be the acting couple. They could be the friends who are just trying to get on TV couple. It just gives me those vibes. Everything he does, she is not satisfied with it at all whatsoever. From him trying to do the salsa dancing, and that didn't work out because he was talking about salsa when he was a child, to him trying to give her wine. And she was like, he don't even drink, so why does he have this wine? And he tries to impress her, and he don't even know how to use the cork. He's just all over the place. And she's so annoyed, like, you don't know how to use a cork. So she rolling her eyes. She opened up her own wine or whatever. And so she says, to me, this date, like, he's doing all of this stuff that's about me. And there's so many things that we had in common that we could have done and enjoyed. Like, I feel like this date was just about me. Like, I'm dating myself. She was like, it didn't feel natural. And I'm like, because maybe you're not his natural choice. Maybe maybe you're not his natural choice. So that's why. But let's just say he is truly on the straight and narrow. At the end of the day, a lot of people are nervous on their first date, and you didn't make it easier for him doing what you were doing, Jody. So, she was just like, he could have definitely, it did seem like he was just trying to impress her and do things for her, which cut him some slack. I mean, at the end of the day, it's the first date. He's younger. But that's just if he actually is really interested in her. He don't seem really interested in her, and she damn sure don't seem interested in him, okay? So let me move on. And then also, look at this. Like, could y'all really, ladies, could y'all take a man serious with these 2 dangling earrings in his ear? Seriously. Just want to know. Well, you know what? Let me not say that because a lot of women took Prince seriously. And Prince has some of the most gorgeous women on this planet that was there. Now, probably also because he had money and he was very talented, but he was still able to get women and he was wearing 3-4 inch heels sometimes. But I'm just saying. Next, we have Greg and Millie. If Greg don't look like Lenny Kravitz, he gives me Lenny Kravitz vibes like no other. When I tell you Lenny Kravitz, now what I will say is this is the couple where I'm like, what the hell is wrong with y'all? Because they both live in Los Angeles. They both live in Los Angeles and they have been dealing with each other for 3 years and have never met in person, even though they both live in Los Angeles. Traffic ain't that damn bad out here where you can't see someone after 3 years. Come on. But what I will say is, so far, they seem like the hopeful couple. They truly make a beautiful couple. I guess this is the version of what they said on Insecure, light skin love. They truly give light skin love. They are a beautiful looking couple and they seem to really have chemistry. Okay. So with that, I'm just saying, you know what I'm saying? Like they seem like the ones that can really make it. See, look at them. That's Lenny Kravitz. All day, every day. Y'all remember Lenny Kravitz when he had that short hair? He do look like Lenny Kravitz. He's awkward and he has a funny shaped head. Who you talking about? You talking about Aaron? Or you talking about Greg? Delivered. I don't like men's no more. I like women's. Yes. They're a cute couple. You talking about Greg and Millie. Chris, I know this guy bags women off. People say I look like Lenny Kravitz. I mean, Lenny Kravitz bag women too, though. I mean, I guess it's about your swag, but I just wouldn't be able to date no man that got dangling 2 earrings like that. I don't care what the earrings are. I just wouldn't be able to do it. The LA couple doesn't make sense, but they seem to like each other. Yeah, it did not make sense. I mean, 3 years and live in the same city, it doesn't. But I feel like they're really, really hopeful. He has some tight ass pants on, no boy. I mean, them suckers was hugging. I'm surprised he could breathe. Them suckers was tight. Those was jean leggings. Do you hear me? Okay. But the date was really sweet. She apparently likes birds and she really likes penguins. He bought her a penguin and they have a nice date and the chemistry was still there. It really was. And again, make a gorgeous couple. They really did. So, yes, back to them. Like I said, they had an amazing first date. Like, honestly, I was happy for her because she's older. You know what I'm saying? I'm older. And maybe for career wise or whatever the case may be, and so many other things, she just hasn't been able to find love. She lives in New York City. New York City can be hard to date just as well as California, LA, or even San Francisco can be hard for a Black woman to date. But I was happy for her. I was literally smiling when they were kind of enjoying each other's company. And I was like, you better do the damn thing. I'm changing my mind though. Here we go. This is Alexis and Demon Dominique. Okay. They have been dealing with each other for 6 months. She immediately tells us when she sits down with the girls that he has a temper. And if you already know within 6 months that he has a temper, that should have been your red flag from the beginning. But I guess not for her. So their first date is a yoga date. And immediately, this guy that you see right here, this guy is already judging Alexis, saying that the worst thing can be is that her breath stank. Then he has the nerve to say she looked attractive, but her body wasn't proportioned the way that I thought it was according to her pictures. Now, I'm looking at this woman, Apparently she has kids, plural. She don't even look like she popped out any kids. Whatever, you know what I'm saying? I guess some people were saying she had a little pooch of a stomach. That could be from her just eating the damn bagel. You know what I'm saying? That could be from anything. She, to me, looked great. She did. So the fact that he said that and then kind of, took his drink and rolled his eyes, I said, oh, he's already problematic. And then I'm looking at him and I'm like, bruh, you really act like you chiseled and you muscle bound. Like, you look like an average dude. So at that point, they end up doing this yoga pose, and you can tell immediately. I can't even show y'all that picture. You can tell immediately what it's all about for him. What it's all about from him from the beginning, because that should not be the first time you meet. That should be your date. Like, so we clearly already know where his mind is. Damn demon. So when they eat and they start talking, we find out that they both are the jealous type, which is also known as the insecure type. But at the end of the day, they seem to have what is considered a decent first date until all hell breaks loose hours later. Next, we have Diamond and another Aaron. They have been dating for 5 years online. And we also find out immediately from her that he hurt her a couple of years back. And of course, we're trying to find out what he actually did. Well, we find out that they both have similarities. They grew up as pastors' kids. And I'm like, well, they was both bad as hell if they was pastors' kids. And then also, they had, I guess, some other similarities, and he likes BBWs. He likes big, beautiful women. And so he was like, she's perfect. Now, I'm confused a little bit that if she lives in Florida and he lives in LA, there are plenty of BBWs in LA. Why did you choose someone who's almost 3,000 miles away? But he chose her. But in the process, when they finally meet up for their date, they hug and he starts crying. And I'm not talking about like a silent cry. You actually hear him with the that's the crying he does. And I said, well, damn. I was like, oh, okay. So then before they could even actually start their date, Diamond's like, hold up. I need to get this off my chest. A couple years back, when we were exclusive, you posted a ring that you was about to give this woman that you were proposing to, and we were exclusive at the time. And I said, oh, damn. I said, okay, what's going on here? So she explains in a confessional that they were exclusive. I think she said they were exclusive. And then all of a sudden she saw this ring online and he was saying he was proposing to this girl. And so at that point, I'm thinking, if he's a good guy, even though I don't think a good guy would do this, but he was saying that he just thought it was never going to happen where they were going to finally meet up. I'm thinking maybe he did that to, pretty much tell her in a very immature, passive aggressive way that you need to, make this happen. We need to see each other because I'm getting restless and tired. Not thinking that he actually had a woman, but he just did it to post it. Oh, but no, he actually says that there was a woman that he was dating, and it sounds like he was dating this woman at the time that he was dating Diamond. And he said that he just thought it was never going to happen. So in other words, sounds like he was dating two women and decided that he was going to propose to the other woman because he was tired, I guess, waiting for Diamond. But you're not telling us that you were still dealing with two women at the same time. I don't like Aaron. And what's so interesting is Aaron and Diamond seem to insert themselves in everyone else's relationship in this house when he seems like a snake in the grass to me. But that's just my opinion on the situation. What you guys saying in the comments? Both Aarons wear two earrings. You notice that, right? Yes. These earrings. Now, this one has his nails painted black and blue. Leo can't get jiggy with it. I'm sorry, if a man cries like that when we meet, I would laugh too. I was like, at first I thought she was crying, but she later tells us that it was him crying. I thought she was crying, but when she said it was him, I said, oh, hell no. He was crying, and he was crying like that? Like, absolutely not. Why this guy crying exactly? They two nosy bodies, they are. And why are they trying to be counseled? Exactly. When clearly y'all need counselors your damn self. Like, that didn't make any sense to me. But always older couples try to claim they have more wisdom when they really need to focus on themselves. Older people love to do that sometimes. So moving on, all the couples go back to the house, right? And so we find that some of them have things in common. Like, for example, Jody and Dominique, they're both from Chicago, Southside, Inglewood. Now, based on what we see later in this episode, you could easily say, based on his logic, that these two exchanging handshakes and really dapping each other up and hugging each other because they both from the Southside, Inglewood, Chicago, you would think that that may be considered flirting based on what he said. But no one talks about this. What he does talk about, however, is when Alexis starts clowning Greg about his hoochie daddy shorts. Okay. We clearly know Greg likes to keep it tight and secure when it comes to his pants and his shorts. He looked like he couldn't barely move in those shorts. And she was just, to me, clowning him, just like when she was talking to Aaron also. I just thought it was innocent conversation. I didn't see any flirting. I didn't see any of that. But look at Dominique's face. He's annoyed by the situation, and he don't like her talking to Aaron, nor does he like her talking to Greg, even though she's just having casual conversation. So he's like, as soon as I go upstairs, what the heck is going on? So he gets an attitude. Next thing you know, we see them talking at almost 3 a.m., 3 o'clock in the morning. I don't know if drinks weren't involved, but what I do know is he immediately tells her that he didn't like what went down as far as her talking to Greg and talking to Aaron. She doesn't think it's a big deal. However, at the end of the day, he tries to give a comparison to what she was doing versus if he did the same thing. And in my opinion, that ain't no comparison. What she was doing versus what he says, what if I said she had a fat ass? That's not the same thing, sir. It's not. What she was doing versus talking about you saying that talking about someone has a fat ass, totally different. But he made that comparison. But she even apologized to him saying, okay, I can see your point about you, how you feel about me talking to those other guys. He wouldn't let it go, though. So the next thing you know, they start arguing back and forth. And at first, she's being loud, but she seems like she's still playing, even though she's uncomfortable, because at this point, this man is all up on her. Okay. He is all up on her, hugging on her, and he's trying to actually lift her head up to like force her to stare at him. So then that way he could be like, look at me, like, whatever the case may be, have I disrespected you? So next thing you know, when they're talking, he pushes her. He pushes her like a straight up push. And so she's kind of caught off guard. But if I can be honest, she's not really too shocked, in my opinion. She's caught off guard, but she's not too shocked. She's like, oh, you gonna push me or whatever the case may be. Next thing I know, they go get into it. He takes his hand. I don't know if y'all noticed this, but he takes his hand as if he's about to wrap it around her neck. Like, he literally takes his hand as if he's about to, like, literally, And so I'm like, wait a minute. And to me, he was comfortable with that move. It was almost like it was very comfortable, like he's done that before. He immediately, after that second time around, was going towards her neck. And I said, oh no. And this is in front of the cameras. This is not a hidden camera that he doesn't know is there. Someone is in the kitchen actually filming this, and he's doing this. So then at that point, that's when she really reacts, and Shay and Josh see that it's definitely getting, serious. She takes a pot and she's like, don't you put your hands on me. And I really feel like he said he was going to F her up, because when Shay was pulling her back, she kept saying, F me up then, F me up then. So I feel like he probably said that to her, and that was her response. When I tell you, I said, oh no, this is problematic. But again, she's only been dealing with him for 6 months, and she knew automatically this man had a temper, and they've never met in person. So you have seen this temper either on FaceTime or you've heard his temper. That should have been your red flag. Okay. And that's when the first episode goes off. So the next episode, you see the guys wondering where Dominique is, and they tell them what happened. And then you see all the guys and girls come together to talk to Alexis about his behavior. And pretty much a lot of people saying the same thing. He's showing you who he is. And if he's willing to do this on camera, imagine what he would do off camera. Okay. So at that point, she begins to cry. And of course, production, Benham and Murray Productions, they are the originators. So they don't play that. Immediately when they saw that, they said that night he wasn't coming back. He wasn't coming back that night. But that next morning, they talked to her and they asked her how she's doing. And then he actually gives this fake ass apology. It's scary. It's very scary how he's so nonchalant with what he did. And the fact that he kind of smiled also. That man is scary to me. But what's even scarier is, I don't know about y'all, but I don't feel that Alexis gave off the vibes that is her first time a man has put hands on her. Is it just me? But I don't feel that it was giving those vibes. She kind of gave off vibes like she's kind of been down this road maybe once before. That's just the vibes I was getting. I could be wrong. That is my opinion. But she definitely was kind of giving off those vibes. But that apology was scary. So at the end of the day, she claims she ain't accepting the apology and how he made it seem like it was so nonchalant. The host said, look, he can't come to the house. He can't come anymore. He's kicked off, but so are you. We have a no nonsense policy when you guys put hands on each other. So both of you guys have to go. So, child, they wasn't even in there for 24 hours and they out. This show may need a reunion so we can see what happens after this. But yeah, so this is the first couple that ends up leaving. Okay. Not even 24 hours. Let me see what you guys are saying. Hold on. What are you guys saying? They didn't look fake. They are trying to save his reputation. Hold on. What you guys talking about? It went left so quick. I said, what in the blue? Yeah, exactly. I was wondering, was he picking this fight with Alexis because he wasn't feeling her? He didn't have to. But no. I don't like you. You could just literally just get up and leave. You ain't got to put hands on her. I have a feeling drinks were definitely involved. Still don't give you no right to put hands on people. That's for sure. He got in a fight. He sure did. I heard they did a live with someone and they both said, and don't believe. I don't know about that. They ain't that good of an actor. I don't know about that. Leo, did they do an interview? That didn't look. It didn't. They are trying to save his reputation. Yeah, because here's the thing, and that proves my point even more. If they both did an interview and tried to say it was fake, she again is giving me vibes that this is not the first time this has happened to her. This is not the first time she's been in a DV situation. Because if this was your first time and you serious about not dealing with him, why are you trying to save his reputation? You see what I mean? So yes, on YouTube, if they haven't taken it off, Alexa got that Thug and Love. No, that ain't no Thug and Love. That's the Ike and Tina nonsense, and that ain't love. Yeah, that's what a lot of people are saying. That apology was garbage. Yeah, it was, and it was scary. After that apology, he said he's going to be back online looking for other women. If I was any woman after this, and you got to wonder about his baby mamas and why he not with his baby mamas too. I agree. She seems like the type that will tussle with her man. Yeah, she gave me those vibes. Like she's been through this before. I got through episode 1 and was like, darn, Lansky got me watching this foolishness. Yes, Lansky, is your fault. It's your fault. I'm just shocked it's on OWN, if you ask me. I am shocked it's on OWN. This definitely is Zeus vibe. So after they talk to her and she says her goodbyes, in the first episode, you see Chris, Mr. Casanova, talking to the guys about how him and Sandia are not exclusive, that, you know what I'm saying, he talks to other women, or he likes, you know what I'm saying, other women, and women like him, and they're not exclusive. And Sandia, she be giving off looks like she be giving off looks like she would snap, if you know what I mean. She's so busy listening into what the guys are saying, and she heard it, of course, and she didn't like what she heard, so she left. So the next morning, after all of the nonsense with Alexis, he goes to talk to her. So what did you guys think about this situation? As far as Sandia is concerned, do you feel like she has every right to kind of check him on how he said what he said? Because she says she's very aware that they're not exclusive, but she said it was how he said it to make it seem like, I guess, that she doesn't matter, and he's gonna play the field. I guess that's the reason why she was upset. I mean, honestly, if you know you're not exclusive right now, this would be the moment that you sit back and lay back and see what you're dealing with as far as him is concerned. This would be the time for you to sit back and chill. I don't know if I'm not exclusive with someone, if I would get upset about somebody saying that we're not exclusive and they're still playing the field, so to speak. Because if you're not exclusive, then that means you should be playing the field too and still dating until you find that right one. You know what I'm saying? Like, so that's the thing. So I don't know. I felt like, it was too strong, too soon. But that's just me. But again, I feel like if you guys are very upfront about not being exclusive right now, that means he can still date whoever he wants to date. And he was just telling the guys, look, we're not exclusive. I'm still open and she can still be open. That's just what it is. Glad y'all like it though. Well, Lansky, you got us hooked now. Heavy ear hustling. She was. My mom is Haitian. Haitian women don't play. He better tread lightly. I ain't know you was Haitian, Nini Sakpase. I used to be able to say it better though. I have friends who are Haitian, but yeah. My Haitian friends don't play. The Haitian men are more laid back than the Haitian women, but my Haitian women friends, yeah, they don't play. I have to think about it. Yeah, they not ones to mess with at all whatsoever. But they are some of the most loyal people. At least my friends are. My Haitian friends, like they don't play that. They real loyal. So yeah, so I don't know how I feel about that. I feel like if you guys were upfront about being exclusive, let it ride for a minute until you see who he is. So after that, they do a Kama Sutra session, and I'm like, why? Why do we need to see this? But I guess it's all about them working together and seeing who really wants to control the relationship, I suppose. Maybe that was the whole point of them doing that. But child, this fool looked like he break dancing on her booty. I don't know what in the heck this was supposed to do, but they are supposed to pick poses and explain how they feel. What are you about to do as a man and her being a woman? What can you do in that position? Please let me know. What is this? So at that moment, there was literally people also saying that they don't understand this relationship between Jody and Aaron, and that there's no chemistry, and maybe they're just friends. They're not getting it. It was very uncomfortable. And I was just like, what position do you realize the equipment you have and the equipment she has? What are you going to be able to do in this? You look like you about to surfboard, and you can't surfboard. No, you can't. Surfboarding is not for you. Let me stop. Let me stop. Look, all I'm saying is that this position wasn't about to do a damn thing. And she cheesing at the same time. And was she the one who said that she was a S therapist? Did she say that? How are you a S therapist and you think you about to get somewhere in it? But moving on, okay? So all of them do their positions, but the main person who literally has issues, yeah, look at her face. Look at her face. Wait a minute, hold up. Okay, so Lansky, you know what I'm about to say? This sound like Queen's Flip. Because isn't Queen's Flip mom Haitian and dad is Jamaican? Interesting, Nene. Interesting. Nene, respect. Best of both worlds. Breakdance on the blade. Seriously. Absolutely no chemistry. No chemistry at all. No chemistry at all. And it's just like, what is the point? So how you gonna say you a therapist in that field and you child, I cannot. So, but the main couple that gets everyone's attention or they want to focus on is Sienna and Brandon. She's the one who makes the decision on what position, and she just pretty much sits on him. And Brandon says out loud, I'm bored. Now, my opinion, he didn't necessarily say he was bored with her, but he could be bored with just the experience right now, or the fact that she wasn't putting that much of an effort in it. And even the host noticed that and noticed that she kind of had her guard up, or whatever the case may be. And so at that point, that's where the shift happens between Sienna and Brandon. Okay. So at that point, after this, she tells him during pool he needs to move to New York. Now, mind you, literally in this episode or episode before, and even I guess in previous times that they've talked, she said she was open to moving to Florida. Brandon is from Florida. He also has 2 children in Florida. So realistically, it makes more sense for Sienna, if she doesn't have any kids, to move to Florida. But all of a sudden, after that, she says, she tells him, she doesn't say, what do you think about? She was like, you need to move to New York. Like, this is what you need to do. And so he kind of looking at her like, I mean, you was just saying that you would be willing to move to Florida. Like, what happened? What changed? And so she was like, well, no, you just need to move there. And he said, I feel like you flip-flop, and I feel like, you lack consistency. And she's like, oh, really? Oh, other people have told me that before. And he was like, oh, really? Okay, well, let's talk about that. And he was like, she said, yeah, other men that I've dated have said I lack consistency, and it really hurts my feelings. And I think when she said it really hurts my feelings, that is the Amanda Seales way to try to shut it down and for people to have empathy and sympathy for her. But he wanted to talk about it. And in my opinion, he wasn't disrespectful at all. He wasn't. He was talking to her in a very, respectful tone, but just wanted to talk about these are maybe some things that we need to talk about and work on. And she said, he was like, look, I just feel like you lack consistency. Let's try to talk about this. Next thing you know, she's like, you know what? You're a bitch. You're a bitch. And I was like, what the what the hell just happened? She's like, yeah, you're a bitch. You're a bitch. You know what? You're a bitch. Like, how dare you sit up there? And she's laughing while saying this, right? She was like, how dare you say that I don't have consistency and I'm not consistent when you've been married, you have both multiple baby mamas, you broke a promise and you end up not being married anymore, so you're not consistent. And I was just like, holy shit. What in the hell is going on here? Like, I was just like, what happened? What happened? I was just like, and then what's so crazy is later on, she tries to say that he laughs at her when she's talking, when the whole entire time she was calling him a bitch and going crazy, she's laughing and giggling. So I was just like, oh my gosh, like, she has another personality that came out. Like, what's going on here? So when she calls him a bitch, he's like, wow, like he's caught off guard. Up, Lansky, don't start, don't do it. I don't do it. We got people who from the Bronx that be in here. But yes, there is a saying that show me you from the Bronx without showing me you from the Bronx. But I got friends from the Bronx who don't act like this, okay? So we not going to just put it all on the Bronx. We ain't going to put it on the Bronx. But yeah, so with that, I was just like, oh, this is not healthy. This is not healthy. And even Brandon says, I think that Sienna projects a lot, and she does. We find out she lost her mom at a young age. She definitely has her guard up, and she's 43. Typically, by that age, you have worked on the things that you need to work on. So by your 40s, it's more smooth sailing. The way she's acting, I don't think she's worked on it in her 20s or her 30s. She's given, like I said, the Amanda Seales vibe. It's everyone else except for her. So literally, she has her guard up. And to me, even when we see later on with her friend coming to the house, she seems to like yes people around her also. Okay, so I don't know if she's ever going to learn in the situation, but what she decides now. See, look, this is when she was about to morph into something else. See, her face was changing. Her face was changing then. I was like, oh my gosh, like she is turning into a whole nother personality. Look at her. While she's talking to him, talking mess, she's laughing and giggling. So she reminds me, and again, you know how I like to compare the movie. She reminds me of Along Came Polly. Because of her past experiences, she doesn't commit to anything. She's not consistent. She's all over the place because a lot of that comes from her being hurt. So she's trying to control every aspect of her life and what she does because she doesn't want to get hurt. If y'all ever watch that movie, she reminds me of Along Came Polly. She reminds me of that character that just couldn't be consistent because she just didn't trust people. She didn't trust them. So with that, she ends up talking to, child, I done went through all of my freaking timeline. She ends up talking to the people in the group. She ends up talking to them about it. She talks to the rest of the couples. The rest of the couples think she crazy too. They like, look, you comparing to when he got married, like when he was 20 years old, he's 35 now. That's like 15 years. He has changed 3 different times. Like, and she was like, well, I ain't never had a failed marriage. They like, well, you done had a failed relationship, haven't you? Like, that just shows that we're not perfect and we all have to grow. So literally at that point, she's kind of like, okay, yeah, whatever. Child, draining. Just draining. So Aaron and Diamond, the nosy couple that need to focus on their own stuff, try to talk to Brandon and Sienna the next day. And I just don't understand how Aaron, the older Aaron, can be the voice of reason just because he's older when clearly he has his own infidelity issues and his own issues that he needs to work on with Diamond. But with that, Brandon and Sienna, like that conversation with them was still draining. There's a lot of insecurities there. And she said that she felt like Brandon was laughing in her face when she was talking. And he said he does a nervous laugh. And I'm like, but again, you were laughing when you were calling him a bitch. Did you ever think while you were laughing and insulting him that sometimes when people see someone else smile, they automatically smile also? Like maybe that was it. But again, she doesn't see anything that she does. But with that, she claims that she's sorry for calling him out his name and how she said that, you know, she does have her guard up and that, you know, I think he's really trying to be her therapist and trying to help her. You can't help her. If she's not willing to fix herself, you cannot be a fix-it man. You know what I'm saying? Like you can't. But she does admit that she has her guard up. I'm just hoping that, you know, either she can find the realization that maybe by the end of this season, if they last, that she really needs to work on herself before she gets into any relationship. But they end up making dinner for the rest of the couple, Sienna and Brandon, and that food did look good. And they make dinner and they end up playing a game, which is about asking which couple is more dramatic, all of these different, which couple is this, which couple is that. Child, I kid you not, Sienna and Brandon got most of the picks. They were the most dramatic couple. They were the most couple that I think was also least compatible, the most toxic. They damn near got all the negative ones. Everybody was picking them. However, I would have to say that I would say Jody and Aaron needs to be in that too. And one thing that the oldest Aaron did say, they said the people who lack intimacy, everybody picked Sienna and Brandon, but Big Aaron told Little Aaron and Jody, I picked y'all because out of everyone, you're the ones who lack chemistry. You don't really talk to each other. Like, what's going on? Jody claims that, she doesn't have to be up under someone all the time. She has time to be in a relationship and, work on them and take their time. So it has nothing to do with that. You're full of shit because you definitely have a whole different energy with Chris, Sandia's man. You have a whole different energy with him. You have more energy with him than you have ever had when it came to Aaron. Okay? Point blank, period. But at the end of the day, that's what she claimed. She got time to work on her relationship with Aaron. So at that point, the host comes in and literally announces that friends and family can now come to the house so they can kind of see what's going on with the relationship, get feedback and all of that stuff. And the next thing you know, Diamond and Aaron, they just like to stir the pot. I think they're the messy couple of all of them. But they're so busy asking Josh and Shay about how Josh had a baby on Shay. And my whole thing is, we clearly know he had a baby on her. He did say he had a 3-year-old, but she ended up forgiving him, just like you forgave your man for proposing to another woman while y'all was in a relationship. So why are you in their business? But she said she was hurt, but she forgave him. And I would say you would have to forgive him, Shay, when you literally haven't seen him in 12 years. And at the end of the day, he got to get it from somewhere. If y'all haven't seen each other, where is he going to get it from? Everyone has needs. You know what I'm saying? But of course, with that ends up being something that they move on from. And then next thing you know, Sienna's friend and Brandon's friend come to the house. And of course, Brandon has a different perspective and balance on their situation. And his best friend gives positive feedback on the situation. Meanwhile, Sienna does, and Amanda Seals, and says everything that happened is Brandon's fault. She did nothing wrong. She ain't taking no accountability. And the one thing that she wants to talk about is because the night before, after that nonsense that they had when it came to the couples and trying to get their opinions about their relationship, after she called them a bitch when they were playing pool, Greg decided to talk to Sienna, while Melly went to talk to Brandon. And to me, it seemed like a healthy, productive conversation amongst all of them. For whatever reason, though, Sienna had an issue with Brandon talking to Mel, but I guess Brandon shouldn't have an issue with Sienna talking to Greg. So now she's upset about that, saying he talked to behind my back to another woman in the house. So what were you doing when you were talking to Greg? You were talking about your concerns and your issues with Greg. So why is it good for you and not good for him? So of course she tells her friend that, and her friend just hearing that side of it, and the fact that, she mentioned something else that was stupid and petty. She was like, I'm starting not to like him. But then her friend is like, look, have you tested the soul poll yet? Maybe that will kind of help the situation. No, the hell it won't. Not with her crazy ass. She don't need to try the soul poll. That will confuse things and make things even crazier. She don't need to try none of that, okay? No sampling of any of that stuff. Work on the mental first. Don't worry about that. You know what I'm saying? Like, that don't fix stuff. That's just like people trying to have a baby to fix their issues in a relationship. She don't need no South Pole. She don't need it at all. That soul pole, South Pole, whatever you want, she don't need it. So Diamond talks to her daughter, who literally is her twin. That is her twin. And she talks to Aaron, and she talks about Aaron, I'm sorry, and how she's really feeling Aaron right now. And I'm sorry, I don't trust Aaron. I still don't trust him. Y'all let me know what y'all think in the comments. I don't trust his ass. So Millie and Greg, is it Millie or Melly? I don't know. I'm gonna just call her Mel. You know I'm bad with names, you guys. Well, Mel and Greg are in the hot tub, and Greg tries to, get it a little spicy, and she kind of holds back. And I'm thinking it's because the cameras are there, but Mel seems to be very in a fairy tale world where she feels like it has to be the perfect setting, the perfect timing, the perfect, you know what I'm saying, everything for her to feel the vibes. And I think she's too much in her head, and it could be also because the cameras are there. But I just feel like, girl, sometimes just let go. I mean, you signed up for this damn show. Let go. Let your man kiss on you, whatever the case may be. See if that chemistry is there. Diamond and Aaron go to the boom boom room. Y'all, please don't make me talk about that. I didn't want to see that shit at all. It was disgusting. So I'm going to move on. Chris talks to Jody about how they have this organic connection, okay? And baby, Sandia was given a look that could destroy. Okay? I'm shocked that Jody didn't feel them eyes on her. I think she felt them eyes on her, and Jody had a little bit of liquor in her, and that's when we start to see even more how she really feels about her Aaron. She don't like him. She even said he act like he a 6-year-old, okay? So at the end of the day, I wouldn't be shocked again if this was all for TV. Like, I would not be shocked if this is all for TV. Get over here. Get over here. Sorry, you guys. You know how the fur babies want to start playing when they want to interrupt me on live. So at that point, we are back with Sienna. And Sienna is talking to Shay. And I feel like Shay was kind of pumping her up, pumping her head up, because Sienna was talking about Brandon and the whole situation, about saying that he was bored. And of course, she mentions how he was talking to Mel about her. And Shay did not literally help the situation at all whatsoever. And so when Brandon comes in, and after he's thinking they had a productive talk earlier that day, he comes in to someone ready to fight. She said, you embarrassed me on national TV. You embarrassed me on national TV saying I'm boring. I'm not boring. So he's trying to talk to her like a reasonable adult. And she was like, you was talking to Mel about me. Millie Mel. What the hell's her name, y'all? Millie Mel. You was talking to Millie Mel about me. She was like, what was y'all talking about? And he was like, I don't think that's something that I need to just really discuss with you. What was y'all talking about? What was you talking about? It clearly was bad. What was you talking about? What was you talking about? What was you talking about? She just kept saying it over and over and over again. And he was like, you're not allowing me to talk. I said this earlier. You don't allow me to talk. You just continue to interrupt me. Millie, thank you. Thank you, Leo. Millie Mel is too much. She was like, you keep interrupting me. And she was like, you was talking about me. You was talking about me. Get your foot. She was like, get your foot off my bed. She just spazzed the hell out. And he was trying to talk to her. He finally went downstairs. Of course, Chris is there. And he was like, man, what the hell is going on? And Brandon is like, I can't do this. And at that point, Chris is like, look, dude, I think this is definitely one of those situations where maybe you guys are just better off as friends, but that's it, because y'all can't get past whatever the issues are. And it sounds toxic. It's ridiculous. So he's literally talking to Shay, Josh. He's talking to Chris. He's talking to a couple of them. And while he's talking to them, this freaking crazy bat ends up throwing some freaking flowers at him. The flowers that he gave her during the first date. She throws the flowers at him, walks back upstairs with a smirk on her face. She is toxic as hell. Like, I don't know what type of reaction she wants, what she thinks she's getting out this situation. But what I do know is this: Brandon says he's done. At the end of the episode, he said he's done. She ain't worth all of this. And I would have to agree. It's only been, what, 9 or 10 months for them? I would have to agree. You have only dealt with this girl probably for 24 to 48 hours. And we are literally dealing with how many personalities? I can count about 3 or 4 already. 3 or 4 personalities that came out of this girl. No, she don't need to be in a relationship. That's just really what it is. There's no relationship that's needed. And at that point, the episode goes, oh, you lucky Yuli ain't here. But knowing Yuli would be like, I agree with you, shit. Like, knowing Yuli. But yes, I could only imagine how Sienna treated her exes, right? And then somebody was trying to say that they felt like she just, because she's from New York, she need a rougher guy, whatever the case may be. I think clearly no, even a New Yorker, like a true New Yorker, I personally don't think that she would deal with him either. Like, I don't think she needs a guy who's a little bit more rough around the edges. And Greg was like, if you put it down, that gives you about 72 hours. No, she needs something else, and it's not a man. It's not a man. She doesn't need a man right now. You're going to have the Bronx women coming for real, Lansky. You definitely are. That's all right. Let them come for you on your channel. Let them come for you on your channel. Let me see what you guys are saying in the chat. She's really aggressive. And she is. And I hate that word being used for Black women. Because it's like, even if we stand firm on what we believe or what we're saying, when we, people sometimes always want to use that word against us. But in this situation, she is aggressive. Like, I was just like, where is this coming from? She is very aggressive, and she needs someone that can match her energy. And he is not it. He needs to put his sneakers on and run, because it's not going to get any better. You're right, Michelle, but I honestly don't think she would not be able to deal with a man with her same energy. She would not be able to deal with a man with her same energy. Just like I feel like Amanda Seales, while she says, this is just who I am, accept me for who I am, just like how Sienna kind of did in this episode, like, this is who I am and I have a big personality. The problem with people like that, who they have no accountability, they wouldn't be able to deal with themselves. If somebody with their personality came towards them, they wouldn't probably like that person either. So if it's at a point where your own personality, you can't even get along with your own personality, it's you, baby. It's you. And so I'm thinking she probably has had guys rough around the edges, true New York guys. And they even told her the same thing. She said a couple of her exes said that she's not consistent. So, and where was these exes at? Probably in New York. So the New York guys done told you, and a Florida guy has told you. How many times? How many other ways do you need to hear it? How many other ways do you need to hear it? She morphed into her true form of Bronx. Ladies from the Bronx. This is Lansky. Now, of course, for those who have lived in New York for years, we know every borough has their certain reputation, but this is Lansky speaking, okay? And she has that red on too. Therapy, she's too far gone. I want them to just leave. Jody came for a vacation and camera time. It seemed like it, don't it? Don't it? It definitely seems like it. The way Sandia stares at Jody cracks me up. She knows she like Chris. And Chris like her. I thought they overstepped bringing that up. Sienna needs some medication. I could understand that cause Sienna confided. Yeah, she did. And I'm like, so what is the issue? I don't trust Aaron either, because as old as he is, why haven't they seen one another in 5 years? Yeah, and then within those 5 years, he proposed to another woman. Can't stand Aaron. Which Aaron are you referring to, Lansky? Both Aarons? Didn't need to see that. Yeah. I was like, why is this on TV? Why is this on TV? Rightly, I was like, can we go to the next scene? Girl, why do they always want to act up when I'm on live? I be trying to talk to y'all and, be able to go with the flow. And next thing you know, they want to start playing and roughing each other up. The fur baby sometimes need to back up. So yeah, see, Sienna has embarrassed herself. She didn't need any. Yeah, she has. Like, she has. They need a reunion. Brandon should have just walked out. Yeah, he was trying to talk to her, and that was just making her even more upset. Just think about Millie Rock on every block. Okay, Millie. I agree, Leo. He should have just walked out. You can't talk to someone like that. You can't. It's like talking to a brick wall. I can only imagine how Sienna treated. Yeah. Yes, indeed. I agree. Sienna is way off the edge. She curses him out and throws flowers. Too many red flags with her. Too many personalities with her. Both Aaron's got it. That's what kids do. Mama is busy. They get into well, you know what? Look, at the end of the day, I don't mind them getting into things. It's just when I'm on live, they don't need to get into things. But, once I pick one of them up, they understand that they need to be quiet right now because, I'm talking, I'm working. So with that being said, you guys, that was the end. That was all 3 episodes. I was able to get through that like in an hour. I'm intrigued, but I would say I'm probably intrigued for all the wrong reasons. I'm intrigued to see the crashes of these relationships. The only one right now that I see potential is Greg and Millie. That's it. I'm trying to figure out, is there anyone else that I can see hope for? No, I don't see even hope for Sandia, and Chris. I just don't. Like, I feel like Greg and Millie are the only ones, which is interesting because they have been talking for 3 years and lived in the same city. So that's the only ones I can see. But at this point, it's definitely one of those things where I just kind of want to see the crashes of the relationship. And I love reality shows that give us drama, but at the same time, we see them grow at the end, which typical Benham and Murray Productions, Real World, that's what we saw with the Real World. We saw all the chaos in the beginning, people getting to know each other, but then at the end, there was peace. We're probably going to see that maybe, but honestly, I don't feel like most of these couples are going to make it. I just don't. Oh yeah, Shay and Josh, thank you, Nene. You are so right. Potentially they can make it. Hell, it's been 12 years. They done known each other since teenagers. So yeah, potentially they can. Now, interesting enough, Shay, I believe she lives in Florida and he lives in Memphis. Not that far from each other. I would be curious to know what they both do for a living to see if they can work it out and find a middle ground. But considering the fact that he has 2 kids, it's going to probably seem like she would have to move to Memphis or at least really close to Memphis versus him moving to Florida. So let me see. I'm with you, Nene. Think Josh and Shay. So yeah, I think that could. Great recap, Chris. Thanks, Leo. But yeah, this is going to get very interesting because next episode, Jody is going off. She is going off. She sure is, because that next episode, Diamond being in everyone's business is pretty much saying, we all see it that you want Chris. And Jody goes off. Jody sounds like she goes Southside Chi-Town on their asses. She really does go off. So it's interesting that they brought it up. At this point, I wouldn't be shocked if Diamond and Aaron are there to be the ones to stir up, like they were hired for that. Because it's just interesting that we're already in episode 3 and they are coming off like they're the experts in this show and asking questions when really, what the hell is the host there for? To me, the host, what's her name? Tashonda Taronda or something. I don't know what her name is, but I feel like if anybody should be going around asking those questions, it would be the host. Why is another dysfunctional couple asking another dysfunctional couple why they're dysfunctional? Does that make sense? I don't think it makes sense. You need to focus on you. You know what I'm saying? Jody was going off on Diamond Nosy, but let that woman flirt with Chris in peace for real. I can see that with Diamond and Aaron are the plans. It seems like it. It seems like it because I'm just like, how are you so invested in everyone else's relationship when you literally said this man proposed to another woman while y'all was together? I would be like, let me mind my business for people call me out. Hey Latina, we almost done, love, but you know the replay gang. How you doing? How you doing? We hardly see the host, right? She should be the one stirring up the pot and asking those questions, not another dysfunctional couple. The host played Porsche on it. Really? Really? Wait, really? She played on Empire and now she's doing. Let me shut up. She done play. Well, Empire is done, so maybe it was hard for her to find work. But I find it interesting that she's an actress on a once popular TV show, and now she's doing host work on own. But hey, I guess it's a check. So I guess at the end of the day, and we're not gonna act like some other actors haven't done that too. So a check is a check. So hey, do you, lady, do you? I'm gonna be tuning in. I agree what the host. I agree what the host doing. Exactly nothing. Nothing. Nothing at all. Michelle, I knew she looked familiar. Yes, thanks, Michelle. I thought she looked familiar. Yes, she was on there. She was Cookie's assistant. All who a rapper? She wait, what the hell? Hold up now. So she an actress, a rapper, and a reality show host. Well, look, I guess it look. In Hollywood, you better have some slashes behind your name so you continue to work. Now, what is actually making her the money, though? What's making her the money is the thing. But good grief, actress, rapper, and TV reality show host. What's going on? Like you can't be a jack of all trades and a master at none. That's my opinion, though. But hey, why are you laughing at me, Leo? I'm just saying. I didn't know she was a rapper. Sienna is going super next episode. Did we even see? It looked like Jody went off. See, you don't like Sienna. You heard she from the Bronx, and you done already got all types of stereotypes in your head. Do we know if she's going off next episode? Super Sign. She may honestly next episode they may be leaving the house. They may be leaving the house because if Brandon is really done, I could see him saying, "You guys, I'm out. I tried." She's not my cup of tea. And of course, if he leaves, what's the point of her staying there? Unless she's willing to get some therapy. I would love to see her get some therapy. You know what I'm saying? Maybe they'll do that and she can definitely, get therapy just like what couples therapy, what was her name? Tahiri and what's his name? Vado. When Vado put hands on her, I think they made Vado leave, but Tahiri could stay in the house because she needs to work on herself. That may be something that Sienna needs to do. Oh yeah, I that caught me off guard. That caught me off guard with her also being a rapper. I'm like, what else is she like gonna be a foot model, a hand model? What else is she about to do? Yep, Brandon and Sienna or Aaron and Jody is next to leave. Yeah, I feel like that's gonna be the case because if Brandon say he's done, he's done. Because honestly, out of all the personalities that he saw with Sienna, it's not gonna get any better. What we have not seen yet, though, is her crying. Maybe the next personality that's going to come out is the sad Sienna. I don't know. They need to be like Survivor and vote Sienna and Brandon out the house. Seriously. But the problem is they like Brandon. They don't like Sienna. They don't like her. They love Brandon. I think Sienna going to put hands on him and end up leaving. Oh, I hope not. I hope not. I hope not. Oh my gosh, I hope not. We do not need that. I can see that landscape. We don't need that. We really don't need that type of toxic energy. It's already toxic, but I just really hope she doesn't go there. But we see she can go from 0 to 100 real quick. The way he was so calm and talking to her and really trying to talk about, certain things, her insecurities and everything else. And it went from her laughing while saying, "You're a bitch." I was just like, oh my gosh, like this is crazy. This is insane. Like this is fatal attraction type of stuff. Let me see. Brandon can cook, so they should let him stay. Yeah, he can burn, look like. She is the butcher, the baker, and the candlestick maker. Oh, Michelle, I love it. Seriously. She got so many slashes behind her name. I'm like, choose one, mama. Choose one. Be a master of that and then move on and then master the other things. But look, times are hard. You know, that strike was going on for almost a year. She got to pay bills. So I guess I can't be mad at her, but I ain't heard that many slashes in a minute. Like, you're usually known for something, really known for something. And then after that, you kind of start doing other things. But child, she a little bit of everything. When she threw those flowers, the hands could be next. I hope not. I hope not. I really hope not, because we don't need to see that. We don't need to see. We already had a DV situation the first freaking episode. We don't need to have another one. And just within what? How many episodes? I hope not. I really hope not. But with that being said, you guys, thank you guys so much for coming to the review. Now, with that being said, I don't know if you guys want to continue to do lives or you want me to do pre-recorded videos. Y'all let me know in the comment section what you would prefer. I did the live for this one because you guys said you would rather do the live, but we also had to cover episodes 1 through 3. So are you guys willing to do lives, or are you okay with pre-recorded videos? Let me know. Is Aaron finally going to talk to Jody next episode? For real, he seemed so scared. Even when she was going on talking about something, you act like a 6-year-old. He was still like scared to say something to her. Like, seriously. Night Chris, shout out Chris Crew. The live. Okay, the lives are fun. Let's continue. Okay. All right. So, like I said, it will either be on Saturdays or Sundays. So next weekend is Mother's Day weekend. So probably Saturday, I'm probably going to do 2 lives. I'm going to do our Love After Lockup live, and then another time do a live for this episode that's coming up on Friday, because both of them air on Friday. So I'll do that. Okay. Yes, Chris, I love your lives. I'm just upset I didn't get the you know, I don't know what it is. I think someone else said they didn't get the notification. You may want to click it and then click it again, like, or whatever. But some other people have been saying that too. But I appreciate you coming anyways. And then of course the replay gang is just as important as coming on the lives. So we'll continue to live. So definitely next Saturday, expect 2 lives for sure. Okay. Oh yeah, we have to spend time with mama. Yes, yes, that is very important. So next weekend, 2 lives on Saturday. All right. So with that being said, thank you guys so much for your support and listen to me talk about this ratchet ass show. But it's entertaining in a bad way, but I'm intrigued. So thank you, Lansky. And I want to say, Michelle, you also agreed that I should watch the show. So thank you guys so much for introducing me to this show. So with that being said, please like, share, and subscribe, and I will see you on my next video. Toodles.